Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Plates and Grapes podcast. My name is Aaron Mays, and I have here Maxime Belfand, the bar director at Moby's in East Hampton.
Hi, everybody.
And we also have today with Domaine Chapelle, the Beaujolais Village,
Woohoo!
Gamay, perfect breakfast wine.
Yep,
I'm gonna open this bad boy up
go.
Start off by asking you, how are you doing, man?
I'm
Like,
good.
sincerely, how's you? How's your family? Everybody back home?
I'm really good, brother. Everybody. Well, to start with that. Family back home in France. I'm from a small town close to Paris, and I've been very lucky. My mom is a nurse, and she was very busy, obviously, during this whole thing. It's still going in France right now, but she's been good. My dad is retired, but he's also been good. Trying to stay busy. My little brother Paul lives in Paris and never stopped working, but keep it together. He's good. He's happy. He's healthy. So no complaints, man. Everything is good.
That's good.
And on a personal level, I just came back from the Hamptons.
Oh, nice.
Finished the season. You worked with me.
Yeah,
at
I did.
Moby's.
I had the honor to. Yeah.
Yeah, we did a crazy season over there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Smells like Cabernet Franc. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, Max. Cheers to you, man. Thank you for joining me.
My brother.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
From the other mother and from the other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's right. We're together here. Ooh. Tastes like a delicious wine from my country.
Indeed.
It's pretty nice.
Parcel?
I love it.
Supposedly I'm saying it completely wrong. I think it's more like parcel.
Parcel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the way you're really supposed to say it.
It's not bad.
Great wine. Curated.
Yeah.
Small amount, but it's like all the bottles are good. Everything is amazing.
Delicious.
Like
Can I have
great
another
producers.
sip, in fact?
Yeah, oh dude. Feel free to drink as much as you want. This is the place to do it.
I have a lot of things to do today. I'm gonna try to pace myself, but this is very nice. Nice touch. Thank you.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christine, for letting me use this.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. So literally just came back last night. A friend of mine gave me a ride from Moby's, and that's it. I'm done. I'm done with that. It was an amazing journey at a right time.
Yeah.
Next chapter. I'm flying in 3 days. Actually, I'm going to Mexico
Really?
for the winter. So
Wow.
that's what's happening.
That's a really good place to spend a winter.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? It's right.
Yeah.
So what were the major adjustments for you during COVID, for you personally?
I mean, it's been a few. So I worked at Moby's during summer, but my current job, the one I've been doing for the past 8 years, was working for a company called AvroKO, which is a design company primarily, but they also have an hospitality side of it.
Nice.
So they have used to have places such as Saxon Parole, which is a restaurant bar on Blicker and Bowery,
Yes.
and Ghost Donkey. So that's the place that we have in New York, and then we have other places all over the world, like in Vegas, New Zealand, London, etc. So I am currently the bar director for that company.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're still with them.
Still with them,
Yeah.
still have my visa with them, because you know how I'm French, the whole
Yeah.
thing. I'll develop that later with you, but
Yeah.
things have closed, so this is why I went to the Hamptons and work over there. So I had 3 months of a little bit of struggle, and adjusting. Obviously, like not being able to work was very strange for me, because I normally work a lot. I'm the type of guy that likes to be busy, involved with so many different things, and being working for a company with so many places and different bars and concept, and also do a lot of freelance for other restaurants and brands.
All right, very busy then.
Yeah, I like to be like that.
Right.
It was hard, waking up in the morning and be like, okay, what am I doing today?
Yeah.
What's going on? So I was lucky. I got involved with a few different people, like brands and stuff like that, to do some work from home. Either recipes or like talking about like what we do. Like what I'm doing with you.
Right.
Make a little bit of money on the side because of my visa status.
Yes.
And like many other people in this industry and others, I could not get unemployment, which was rough. Living in New York City, paying rent every month. It was a bit of a struggle, and seeing your bank account going down every week, every month.
Chipping.
Yeah, it's a little
stress gets to get higher and higher.
a little scary.
Wow.
So the adjustment was me getting like, trying to be healthy, like go on a bike ride every day, work out every day, trying to read a book, even if I did not really succeed on that. Playing a little video games here now. I came back and playing video games. I don't think I've done that for like, I don't know, maybe 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was fun.
The game has literally changed so much.
Yeah, it helped.
Good time to come in though.
Movies.
Yeah.
I had my best friend actually that moved in with me in Bed-Stuy, Nacho Ignacio Jimenez, which helped. We're cooking every day, going to like the grocery store, which was the most exciting things to do.
Because your creative energy was probably just waiting to just go out there.
Yeah.
So like, let's get some food. Like,
creating a menu, whatever. Stuff. Like smoking a little weed at night and drinking a beer while cooking. It was the best thing. Like honestly, like we I'll definitely keep some good memories from it.
For sure.
It was an adjustment, like you said. It was not easy, but we did it. And then
it's an unprecedented time.
Yep.
When it comes down to doing nothing and then you can still do something for yourself. It's almost like you're doing something for like your own in your soul.
Absolutely.
You're not working for somebody. You're not putting money in somebody else's pocket. You're not trying to stay alive. You're just living at this point.
Correct.
You're doing what you want and you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Everybody had that opportunity. I personally loved it too. You know, so I'm with you on that. I was doing some cooking.
Yeah.
I was buying like half a case of wine every week, just trying like, whoa, really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But it's an unprecedented time, and I soaked it up for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it was particular. It was not expected because especially working in this industry, the hospitality industry, you think like, it might be a crisis, an economical one, like and others, like, but you don't think you would be affected that much.
Yeah.
But a virus will definitely hurt that industry and the people that work in it. So it was hard to understand the process of it and see the light. But we managed.
Yeah, because the food industry has so many health concerns and safety issues already. You throw a virus on top of that, it's pretty much impossible.
Correct.
We're making it happen now. We definitely made it happen in the Hamptons. Yeah. You got to tell me some more about how that went down, because I was there for a chunk of it, but not the
entire thing.
Not the beginning, not the very very end. So I saw some of like the middle ground where it was like everyone's like, it's a lot better. So I need to hear more of that later.
Yeah, no worries.
But so a little bit about you. You said you grew up in a small town outside of Paris, and you were anxious to see the world. You moved to London when you were 20 years old to learn English, but you began working in the kitchen. Yeah. You actually went to school to become a chef.
Yeah.
Yeah? So just kind of like myself, you realized that the dark and antisocial kitchen wasn't the place for you. So you set out to work where you could find and interact with guests. So you went to go work behind the bar at Ronnie Scott, the London's most famous jazz club, where you started as a barback. Got to start from the bottom. You learned his way up around the bar and was trained by some of the city's most decorated bartenders during that process, and quickly moved up to being a bartender. You were eventually promoted to bar manager, major step, but you ran a cocktail program for 3 years. Most people just do one and they're done and move on, but 3 years means you're a staple.
I like to stick to places.
I feel you. And you did a short stint in Mexico as well.
Yep.
You made your way to New York City, greatest place on earth, where you used your knowledge to get a job at a wine shop. I would like to work at a wine shop personally. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter, you joined Saxon Parole.
Yeah.
Where you learned the cocktail culture and the tricks of the trade from world-renowned barmen Naren and Masa Urushido, climbing up the ranks to be the bar director, which you currently hold positions now.
Correct.
And so COVID, just like the rest of us, industry, we're left unemployed. You found your way to East Hamptons, working at the restaurant of the year, in my opinion.
Busiest, that's for sure.
Mobies. And you've also been featured in lots of articles, Google was crazy. I typed the name in and it was just, so you're featured in the Daily Beast, Cocktail Courier, Thirsty Mags, Punch Drink, Liquor.com, and so many more. So let's go back to the grassroots. The place outside of Paris is called Chartres?
Chartres.
Chartres. Okay.
Yeah, so you don't pronounce the E and the S at the end.
Okay, all right.
So small town.
Learning that.
Born and raised. I grew up there until my 20s. Beautiful, it's the kind of place you go and visit for sure when you're in France, because it's just an hour outside of Paris.
Yeah.
It's about 60 to 65,000 people living there. Medieval town, a lot of history. We have a beautiful cathedral.
Yeah.
But it's about it. There's not much to do, to be honest. It's a little boring.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that we have Paris not too far away. So, you know, even younger, I used to go there and, you know, and go to Paris to like either go out, party. And I've always been like, I don't know, big cities always did something to me. I was like, oh my God. I never lived in Paris per se, or like only for a couple of months. But I always had that fascination for big cities.
Yeah.
And you know, school was never a really big thing for me. Never loved school for some reason.
Right. It's hard to love.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never really like, you know, I was going to school to like hang out with my friend. Really, like, never really loved it. But at the age of 15, I decided to go to culinary school and start working basically. Part of my family have a restaurant in Chartres, in my city.
Nice.
So, you know, growing up, and I used to go to that restaurant, hang out in the kitchen a little bit, and like feel the atmosphere. And I don't know, it was something that always, I don't know, there's something that I always liked about it.
Yeah.
You know,
There is energy. There's a magical.
Yeah.
When it's all in motion.
Yeah.
It's a sight, and there is an attraction.
Yeah,
For sure.
and I remember hanging out with that chef in the kitchen. He was cool. You know, he was showing me things around. You know, I was very young. I was maybe 12, 13.
Yeah.
And so I started culinary school back in my town, and I think maybe I was a little too young. The hours working with a chef, like, which was a little tough, you know, a French kitchen, it was not easy every day.
Right.
And after a year, I quit. I learned a lot, to be honest. It taught me a lot about work ethic, you know, definitely shaped the way I am today. But it was not something that I was ready for.
Right.
So I went back and did actually a business school for like a couple of years.
Cool.
And then, I was at the age of 20, I decided to move to London. The story is I got heartbroken.
Oh,
happens. First love, you know.
Pimps go through from time to time.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Which I'm actually very happy about,
Yeah.
you know, because I decided to leave my city and see something else, you know. And I think it was time for me. And yeah, the first job that I got in London, so I literally went from my small town to London.
Yeah.
It was not in between. It was like not a stop somewhere else in France. And I moved there, not really speaking English. So the first job I got, the only job I could get was in a French restaurant, you know.
That's actually very ironic.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. So I went back to kitchen, and
Yeah.
you know that. So cooking saved me somehow. You know,
Okay.
And the first month I really struggled. You know, I sold my car in France. I didn't have much money. You know, I was like, let's go. I had a backpack on, and you know, I was like, well, let's see what happened. You know, let's go for an adventure. And I was really motivated. I really wanted to make it over there. And I moved to this like little hostel. But it was something very eye-opening because I lived with a bunch of people from everywhere in Europe and the world. Like we had some Canadians, we had some Americans, we had Spanish, Italian,
You had a little
French.
melting pot in
No,
there.
it was incredible. It was like
Nice.
a family. Like just imagine a bunch of like 20-year-old, like in their 20s, you know, moving to a city. So I loved it. It was something incredible, and I did not want it to let that go, you know. So I found this job in that French kitchen. I was pretty lucky because I was struggling. I was running out of money, and one night it was like really late. I used to share that room with like 3 other dudes. Really
Wow.
nice guy, but like it was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you're 20-year-old. You don't really care about those things,
Right,
but
right.
still, it was like a little rough.
Yeah.
And like midnight, you know, this guy walks into my room. I'm like pissed off. I was like, dude, I'm sleeping. Like, what are you doing? And I don't know that guy. But I look closer and I'm like, actually, I do know that guy. So this dude was from my hometown, from Chartres,
Really?
living in London for a few months, and he was working in that French restaurant. And so I'm like, dude, we know each other, right? You're from Chartres, like,
Yeah.
and he recognized me as well. I'm like,
Small town thing.
incredible.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing here? We started chatting, and he goes, so what are you doing? You need something? Like,
Yeah.
you need a job? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm struggling right now. What do you have? I'll do anything. Clean plates, like, whatever. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm like, just give me anything.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, come for an interview tomorrow with the chef. And that was it. So that's how I started. So I worked there for 6 months. And then after 6 months, I was like, you know, I need to do something else. Like cooking is not a thing for
Right.
me. Like I enjoyed it. It helped me a lot. Improved my English as well a little bit. But I need to do something else. And another friend of mine gave me the opportunity at Ronnie Scott. So I trained there. And, you know, like you said, in in my little bio thing. Like
Yeah.
I was very lucky because my entire life, honestly, I've been very lucky. Um, if I look back, because I met some incredible people, passionate people about what they do, bartending and yeah, I just wanted to be like them, rock
Yeah.
stars behind the bar. I was like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it combines playing with flavor, which I love about cooking, and I still cook for myself, for my friends. I love cooking. Like that's what I do every day.
Like a small intimate group maximum though. Like
Yeah.
no 200 covers.
No, hell no.
Right.
But yeah, and then talking to people, which is something I enjoy doing. Younger I was maybe more of an introvert, but now because of bartending, I'm more of an extrovert, and it's easy for me to talk to people, and I really enjoy that part. It pushed me to be someone else, to be someone that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been 14 years of bartending, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Journeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seasoned vet.
Yeah.
So what would you say was a turning point? Like the major, you knew you made it. Like you knew that this was like what was that time? Was there an exact shift that you realized I'm locked into this? This is who I am. This is who I want to be now.
When I first started at Ronnie Scott, I was like working as a barback, and seeing those guys working behind the bar, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is what definitely was a turning. But yeah, it was incredible. Like I've never been in this atmosphere as well. Like, a room full of people drinking cocktails. Like, and 14 years ago, even in Paris, it was not really a thing. Like cocktail culture. Like,
right.
And I was definitely not used to that. And I loved it. I thought it was incredible.
It's like a whole new world.
Yeah, it's a whole show. Like, I was like, those guys get paid to do that? It's like, yo, sign me in.
Yeah, get me in there.
So yeah, definitely like Ronnie Scott was a turning point, and I had another one later on in life when I moved to New York. That actually, took that as this is gonna be my career. Like I wanna do more about bartending, and it's not only bartending. This is a bunch of different aspects that I realized when I first moved to New York.
That's good. What was that first big outing experience once you were solidified in the industry? What was one place that you went to that it could have been your recognition off the soul merit of who you are, or what was a moment for you that was just big when you reached that certain pinnacle in your career?
When I first started at Saxon Parole, I moved to New York, not really knowing anyone, but again, lucky star. Naren and Lyndon Pride at the time were running the program over there, and they took me in under their wings and really made me who I am today, like as a bartender and more. And when we started winning a bunch of awards,
Nice.
So 2013 we won Best International Restaurant Bar at Tales of the Cocktails, which was a big thing, and that's when I realized, like, damn, I'm a part of something really special.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah, good. Congrats, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. And then in 2016, I was then the bar manager, working on the Masa Urushido, who owns Katana Kitten. I don't know if you've ever been.
Yeah, I went for the first time.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. I was
Great
yearning
bar.
to go there.
Great bar.
And it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally.
That guy is something else, And we won Best American Restaurant Bar at Tales of the Cocktails.
Wow.
And that thing that time was like, being in that room and, hearing the name of your bar that you work at every day.
Yeah.
Getting awarded for something that you do, passionately was something, extremely rewarding, and it was something very special. So I think that was like that moment. I was like, damn, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like what I do, and people notice what we do, and it was good. Yeah.
Cool. So you could probably walk into a spot and they'd be like, "Oh, that's Maxime."
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
No. I mean, I'm not that.
Did you dine out often?
Yeah, I enjoy it, but I've got I like trying new things, going to new places, and I have obviously a lot of friends in this industry, like being in the US for 8 years, in New York for 8 years. So, yeah, But
And being a dope bartender on top of that, you know,
yeah.
somebody's bound to like you.
Yeah, but I just like to go out and see my friends, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
I got you.
Yeah.
So comparing that to childhood, did you ever see yourself?
Doing this?
Yeah.
No, not really, to be honest. No. You know, like I grew up a lot with my grandparents, and they loved traveling. So I think like I always had the travel bug, you know. I was like, okay, like traveling is good, you know. It's something nice, learning a new culture, meeting new people, you know, have different point of views and visions and stuff like that. So that's something. As soon as I started traveling, I like, yes, traveling is the best investment you can do to yourself.
Yeah.
But as a kid growing up in that small town, I never thought that I would do that.
What's the usual, let's say, trajectory for somebody from your hometown? Like, how does life usually play out? Because for me, it's very high school, college, come back home, live with your parents, get a 9 to 5, boom, get a dog and die. You know?
Do that. French version of it. That's it. That's it. It's the same thing.
So a little more vermouth, a little more sherry.
Yeah, and some fucking baguette every day. You know, I was like, I don't know. It's when I come back, I still have some friends over there, but not many. Like my childhood friends, which is, you know, it is what it is. I'm still in touch with a few of them.
Right.
But it's not like, you know, we're not close. Like maybe because they don't necessarily understand what I do, or, you know, which also like time just pull people apart, you know what I mean? And we don't have the same life, and I left 14 years ago. I'm not the same anymore. They're doing their own thing, and you know, I'm not judging, and I will never judge them for what they decide to do in life, as long as they're happy, you know. That's what I needed to do for myself.
Right.
But yeah, I still like one of my best friend, Mattia, who actually lived in Paris, and you know, that's the only one that I'm still much in touch with.
Right.
And yeah, but that's about it.
That's what happens, you know.
Yeah.
As you get older, the circuit gets smaller.
Yeah.
You know, eventually it becomes like a Cheerio, and that's fine, you know.
That's it.
No need for this massive people, you know, just keep it intimate, keep it nice.
Yeah. And
That's
some
fine.
people stick to your life, some don't.
Right.
It is what it is.
It's the vicious cycle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So give me some ideas about some information about movies. Let's segue to that.
Movies.
This is a special question.
Damn.
So
Special question, special place.
When'd you start there? Were you there during takeout through everything, or?
No, so I arrived. So I got connected. I was supposed to go to Charleston and open a place with a friend of mine.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
What?
But a week, not even, like a few days before, they were like, you know, booking my plane ticket, Airbnb. They called me and they're like, Max, we have a surge of COVID in Charleston. Some of the staff have it. We're not going to open. And I was like, oh my God. You know, not working for 3 months. This was like my perfect plan. Like, I'm going to go there. I'm going to get on a plane. Amazing. Travel a little bit. Go to a place I don't know. And it did not happen. Wow. But that same guy, Julian, was actually working back in the day at Surf Lodge in Montauk. And he knew Lincoln and Nick through a friend. And I got connected.
Everybody's
like
friends
that.
out there, it seems like.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's small town, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do you wanna go and work over there? Those guys are looking for people because they are opening. Takeout was a thing, but now they can have people inside." And so I called them right away. I was like, "I'm interested in the job." He asked me to Nick. Actually, one of the owner asked me to send him a resume. I said, "Yeah, sure," but I haven't done a resume for years, you know. So I had to like work on my resume. I got a little help, and you know, I was like, "Okay, cool." I sent him my resume, bio, and and he was like, "Yeah, just." He called me like a couple of days later. And he's like, "Come on Saturday, we have work for you." And I'm like, "Okay," not knowing, literally not knowing anything. It's like, do I have a place to stay? Like, how many days I'm gonna work? I was like, "Please tell me something." It's like, "No, just come. We have plenty of work for you." I'm like, "Okay, you know what? Let's see what happened."
Yeah.
Hop on the train, and he came and picked me up at the station, drove me to Moby's, and East Hampton. I don't think I've ever been to East Hampton before. I've been to Montauk a couple of times. Did not know East Hampton was a thing.
Yeah.
And I worked I think like 10 days straight.
10 straight.
Mm-hmm, at first, the first week and more, because we were open like 5 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week at the time. Beginning of summer, we were busy, but nothing too crazy. But just like working again.
Yeah.
getting a paycheck every week was such a big, like, I don't know.
Spirit lifter, rejuvenation.
Yeah.
A little more gas in the tank.
Fresh air, man. It was so good. I needed that so bad. Being with the team, and we, the thing is, and that's why I think like people stick together a lot over there, and I can call those people family, because we were living in quarantine for 3 months, and we all came out over there, all of the sudden, out of our boring routine, and and it started to work and like hang out, and after a long service, like go and do a little bonfire and just chat about life and what happened, and it's like, I think a massive therapy for everyone.
Of course.
And it ended up being a very, very special
connections, human connection.
Yeah.
Minds, talking,
Yeah.
expressing feelings.
Yeah. So that's how it started. I started on the floor, a little bit on the bar.
Really?
It was not busy enough at first, and they needed some people working the floor. And at the end of the day, I don't mind. It's part of it, and
Was it really out of the element for you to
a little bit? I've done
mobile, because it's different when you're stationary in that
very different
commanding position.
Yeah.
That back and forth, how was that?
Challenging at first, but I did it. I think I did it okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I was the best server over there, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was cool. And then I think after 3 weeks, I was full time at the bar. Working with like Rodrigo and Gustavo at the time. And very simple program, and that was the beauty of Mobi's. Something easy and designed to do a lot of covers, a lot of volume.
For sure.
So batching everything, shaking, pouring, pinch of salt, margaritas, freaking rum punch.
Drop a lime in it.
That's it.
Send it out.
And at the time we were working with like plastic cups, and because COVID, like not washing anything.
For a time, I'm sorry, Earth, but I really enjoyed the plastic cups.
Well, the good thing is we use a biodegradable product,
good.
so plant-based. So we did it okay.
Cool.
We did it okay. I think like footprint was quite minimal.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Because doing 600, 800 covers on a Labor Day weekend, and doing 3 to 4 on a daily.
Dude, I was not expecting that, to be honest. Like that type of volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a Sunday or Monday we would do like 300, 400 covers.
Easily.
600-700 on the weekends, which is insane. Like if you took those numbers compared to the city, for instance, or anywhere else in the world. Actually, like I don't know. I would like to know how many places on earth, hospitality industry, restaurants, have done that.
That's what I'm most like shocked about. So I'm saying restaurant of the year, because how'd you do that over a whole weekend? 2,400 people walked in.
Crazy and it was pretty safe.
Yeah.
Because of the the place itself is huge. Anyone has been to Mobi's or Google it, like you'll see it. There's a massive lawn. Tables were like 6 feet apart. People were not crossing paths.
It was all compliant.
Yeah, it was really well. And I personally, as working there, I never felt uncomfortable about anything.
Right.
It was well managed, and chapeau to those guys, Nick and Lincoln, like they did it pretty well.
Yeah. They definitely. I every time I saw Nick in the after hours, it'd be like, dude, I'm shocked. Like,
right?
Like, you're like the GOAT, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, what? Like, you got Lincoln doing all the manual stuff, and then Nick's just like the mind, just gearing things. Yeah. Lincoln's the party. You put those together, and
they are the yin and the yang. That's how you say.
Yeah.
They balance each other.
It's a
pretty
good
well.
Partnership.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
But are you happy the days are done? Are you ready to set sail on a different course?
Yeah, I'm ready for a new chapter. So I ended up working almost 5 months at Mobi's.
Yeah.
And after Labor Day, things changed a little bit. Obviously, like the dynamic. Summer was summer, but then we entered fall, and they redesigned the place. Like, it was cool, but the team also shrank. A lot of friends left. We were not as busy during the week. We had good weekends. But and it was getting cold, so beach time, not so much. It was cool, like in the summer, like you wake up in the morning, you go take a dip, you go and get a coffee. It's beautiful, like everything is green. There's leaf on trees. Yeah. And like it's September, right? October.
It's a very serene spot.
Yeah, very much so. But like, it was not as, the adrenaline came down a little bit. And you're like, okay, more of a like small town kind of feel. Like not as many people are here, and so I think like the last, I would say like month was different. I enjoyed it as well, but I was looking to like, okay, what's next, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so what's next? I'm actually going to Mexico in 3 days, brother.
Yeah.
This is it. I'm not
Yeah.
staying in New York for the winter. I need a little break, like professionally, personally as well. I went through a lot of things during summer, and I think I need a reset.
We all do.
I need to reset, and I think
you first, then everybody else.
No,
you know.
Yeah. No, but like you know, it's Mexico is a place that, you know, I see Mexico as my lover. I love Mexico. To me, like I don't know. There's the people, the culture, there's something special about it, and I always feel really good. I lived there for a year in Guadalajara, but every time I go back there and I have so many friends, it gives me something. You know, there's a feel about Mexico that always makes me.
You spoke Spanish so well, I thought you were from Mexico.
Yeah.
I didn't learn until later that you were French.
A few people think that.
Like said by the name, but like you can't really judge the book by its cover.
Right. Like if I have a conversation with you, if you're Spanish speaking, you'll get that I'm not from there. But like a few sentences here, there, if you hear me, like you probably won't be able to tell. And I enjoy it. I love speaking Spanish so much. Yeah, I love that language.
It's quite a beautiful language.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you like school is not a thing for me, and language was not a thing for me. But living in a country, this is what I did in England. You know, you put yourself in like survival mode. You're like, you don't speak the language, you fucked.
Yeah.
Like nothing's gonna happen for you. You're not gonna have friends. You're not gonna have a job. You need to.
It's just like here, language barriers. It's one of the toughest things.
Yeah, it's very.
I got
hard.
people that we work with that are better than me, can do my job 2 or 3 times, but just won't be in the position I am just because of a language barrier.
Yeah.
And that it honestly breaks my heart. I mean, but it's a reality. Like if I move to Spain, I'm going to be in the same boat. I'll probably be bussing tables.
Yeah.
In that position, if I don't perfect the language.
Exactly.
You know,
So.
tough reality.
It is a little bit, but you know, once you're there and you learn I don't know, you just learn the language, and it's beautiful when you actually when you make it and you can have a conversation with someone from there talking their language.
Yeah.
You know, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I was so like taken away by how movies had such talent.
Yeah. Well, they were lucky this year because of COVID. They managed to get incredible people, an incredible team together. If you think about it, like we had people from Nomad, EMP, Atla, and many like I keep here like a Legacy Record, like dude, like I don't know if they're gonna have a team like that anytime soon again, you know, because
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'll go back to movies next year if there's nothing. 100%.
If there's nothing though.
Well, yeah, because
is that the only clause or?
No, well, I'm still, you know, working for AvroKO, and they obviously are my main, you know, my main job. Yes,
I get it.
That's my career. But I'll go back to movies if needed, and if I don't have anything else. Yeah,
that's a solid plan B.
Yep.
That's like, who has that?
Yeah.
I go to the Hamptons if I still feel like it.
I know. No. Again, lucky. I'm a lucky man.
I kind of taunted. I was like, I'm in the Hamptons.
Yeah, Hamptons for the summer, a couple of months, you know, hang out.
Good. But I was really, really, really blown away with the people they had there, because I was among those ranks. Like, hey, this to me was the most poppin' restaurant. I'm here at the most poppin' restaurant. These people are great. They're flawless. Everybody knows everything. We're crushing. I was like, it's easy. It wasn't really that difficult. It was fast. It was hard. It was hard when it comes to pace. And the amount of volume. But it was easy to work there because mainly the people too. Like,
for sure.
You spoke at the bonfires. So memorable that one night where we went to the beach and the full moon was so bright,
dude,
and just lit the whole day up.
What a night!
Amazing. I had no problem being up till 8 in the morning.
Right?
No problem.
I know. Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Those nights, you know, like they made the whole experience very special. We worked hard, we played hard. At the end of the day, like you know, it's something that we'll remember for a very, very long time.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely engraved in my head also. So at this point, I'd like to do a small intermission. We're going to hear from our sponsors, and we're going to come back and talk more about how New York featured in your career. We're going to dig just a little deeper.
Ooh, let's do this.
All right. This is the Hot Plates and Crates podcast. We'll be back. The wine enjoyed on this episode was provided by Parcel Wine Shop, a curated wine shop and online retailer with nationwide shipping, curated by a team of New York's finest sommeliers, located at 511 West 38th Street in Hudson Yards, New York City. Subscribe to Parcel's Wine Drop, a new delivery service featuring 3 hand-selected bottles for $95 per month. Parcel, wine for every scenario. The Hot Plates and Grace podcast was brought to you by Delicious Hospitality Group, the group that brought you Charlie Bird, Pasquale Jones, Legacy Records, Ada's Place, Easy Victor's Cafe, and a brand new restaurant that's coming soon. These are my favorite places in Manhattan where you can eat great food, drink fantastic wine, and listen to a fire curated playlist. Place an order today. Now back to the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hot Plates and Grace podcast. I have Maxime, bar director, perfect guy, amazing guy, and we're going to talk about the perfect city, New York.
New York City.
Let's talk more about that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, how much does New York inspire you when it comes to featuring your career? Is it just for opportunity, or are you motivated by any like past artworks, any past chefs, bartenders, or restaurants that kind of drawn you to the city?
To be honest, not really. So when I first moved to New York, it was supposed to be a 3-month thing, like a summer. So it was 2012 when I first moved here. Left London in a gloomy summer over there, not that great.
Yeah.
And moved here just out of curiosity, to be honest. I did not know what to expect of New York. I had this idea of big buildings and whatnot, and a little dangerous.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. And I was, surprised in many ways. At first, I hated it. I was like, this is chaotic. I'm coming from a city, London, which is well organized, way cleaner. And I just in the middle of summer, I remember crossing the Manhattan Bridge the first day I was there and arriving in Chinatown. Chinatown in the summer, right?
It's that is not the place to show up for the first time in New York.
And so I did not love it at first. It took me about a month to fall in love with New York, and the people and the energy, and in New York, at the end of the day, it's all about being open-minded, connecting with people, and that's the beauty of that city, and that's what I loved about. Is like you can sit down at the bar, grab a glass of wine, and then having an amazing conversation with your the guy next to you or whatever, and that's what I fell in love with, the energy, the people, the diversity, it was incredible. And 3 months became 8 years, basically. So no, I did not move to New York because I wanted to make a career or a living here. I moved out of curiosity. I just wanted to check it out because there's many places in the world where what I do, bartending or hospitality industry in general is great, but London, capital of the world for cocktail, and then you also have New York, that's what I wanted to see and check out, and I was not disappointed.
Curiosity killed the cat, huh?
Yeah, I was not disappointed.
Yeah. So what was the wine shop that you started working at?
Oh man, it was on Atlantic Avenue.
In Brooklyn?
Yeah, in Brooklyn, yeah.
Okay.
I can't even remember the name, but a friend of a friend helped me out. I did not really have paper at the time, so I was just a tourist trying to make it. You pay me cash, whatever.
And the table,
stay
alive.
Yeah, it's like, this guy's French, he knows about wine. Yeah. Put the accent on. People will buy
say anything. I'd buy a bottle of wine.
I knew a little bit about wine. I'm way better now. I got my some certification and stuff.
Nice. The levels?
Yeah, first level.
Nice.
But at the time I was just working in restaurants in general, so I knew a little bit, but not that much. But that thing saved me. And then I worked also as well at a place called Candela on 2nd Avenue. That place was quite something, man. I was not making any money, and the well, I remember, had a vodka called vodka, a gin called gin. I was like the stuff that you clean your bathroom with.
Oh my god. They use it probably for hand sanitizer now.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah, that would be a good one, actually. That would be really good. But at the time I didn't really care. It was just like a few months thing, and actually had my visa to go and live in Australia.
Really?
So that was my next move. Yeah, never happened.
Wow, so you canceled that.
Australia never happened because I stayed here. You know, after those 3 months, Naren, who I was living with,
it's a roommate of yours.
Well, yeah, we did not know each other.
Wow.
I did not know who he was. Like, honestly, like, I did not do my research at the time. I was just like, I'm just gonna move here. I got connected through a friend. Yael was like, that girl like saved me and made everything happen, literally. And when I moved with him, like, I was like, okay, this guy is actually a big deal here, you know. And he helped me a lot, you know, through connection, and he gave me the opportunity at Saxon. So at the end of my 3 months, he was like, do you want to come back and work with us? Yeah. I was like, yes, please.
Nice.
So I came back in France, pack up some more stuff, and came back to America.
Nice. Yeah. You found a home. I'm glad we were able to do that, because sometimes you can get a little stain on your shirt from New York, and the stain doesn't wash out sometimes. People will move on and just say, I can't go. Like,
no. I fell in love with it.
That's good.
There's no way I was not.
I.
Yeah.
But I got family who was born and raised here, so I've been coming since I was a kid, and I've always my whole life. Yeah. And now I'm here. It's like my mother, she hasn't left Virginia since I was born, but I'm here, and I'm probably not going to leave until I die, you know. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how it flips.
Yeah, man.
Since you were speaking about the hospitality and kind of how it saved you, and it pretty much kept you here, literally. Yeah. So comparing that to other cities that have excellent dining, you've been around different places. You've been to Mexico. You've been to England. You're from France. Compared to that, how does that have more of a draw in the level of expertise, diversity of cuisine, and the style of service? I'm more interested in the style of service too.
Yeah, I think here, the main difference between, like, you know, either France or things have changed a little bit, but I think it's the experience. You know, New York experience is something very unique. You know, the way your bartender, the way your server is gonna make you feel. You know, you walk into a place, beautiful place, and then someone will make your experience memorable. And I think that's what separates New York to the rest of other city. I think there's a gap closing now, to be honest with you, with other
which is good.
It's a good thing. But New York will always, if you go to the good places, obviously, people who care and will craft an experience for you. I think that's what separates New York from others. You have a level of expertise that is really high. You've got a diversity that's incredible, and people will make you feel like you're home. And it's a tough city. New York is a very tough city.
Yes.
But you walk into a place and it feels like home, and you're like, oh damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, this is very unique. Yeah. That feeling, you don't have that everywhere.
Yeah. So I have this theory of, like, every guest walks in shoulders up. Mm-hmm. They're stiff. They walk around.
Real New Yorkers are like that.
Right.
Real New Yorkers.
And it's your job to make those shoulders go down.
Yeah.
And let them kick back, relax.
Yeah.
I notice if I can let a guest do that, and I see like their legs are kicked out, they're chilling, swirling their wine. Yeah. I've done my job.
100%.
You know, they feel like literally they're at home.
Yeah.
Because who does that? Who in the middle of a restaurant kicks their legs out? Yeah. Unless you feel like you're at home.
And they'll come back.
Exactly. And when they come back, it's really tough, because let's say you're doing 300 covers a night. So you work 5 days a week. It's a lot of people coming that you're seeing. Mm-hmm. And it's tough to remember a face.
Very true.
But they'll remember your face, and they'll remind you, and that's when that connection's built. That's the second visit, right? Yeah. On the third visit, you recognize them, they recognize you. Now, you've established a regular. You established somebody who may be down to come here for a year or two.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of what we do.
Yeah. Because I know for a fact, where I'm from, Virginia, they do not care about that.
No?
No. So I had never been to a restaurant in Virginia where I was like, this is, whoa.
Different mentality, you know.
Right.
They don't necessarily see it, but which is a shame, because I think that's the core, that's the essence of what we do.
Right.
Like, doing good food, making great drinks is a thing. It's one thing. It's important.
Yeah.
But I feel like the experience overall is key.
Yeah.
You know.
Very, very
welcoming
much so.
someone to your home.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like there's a saying. I think it's that you can eat out 3 times a day, 7 days a week, for 20 years and never eat at the same place.
Right. That's also very true.
And somebody said, actually, that's changed. We can go now 50 years.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe we went back a little bit now.
Yeah.
COVID, but no.
You could possibly do it in a month now, you know?
I agree with you. Yeah.
So let's talk about some experiences you had in the city. What's your best experience?
Food-wise? Drink-wise?
Going out could be like an experience. Like for me, I really enjoy like a friend gathering, cooking, drinking wine,
Yeah.
talking. That's my experiences.
Yeah.
But it could be different for you.
Yeah. Cooking at home, cooking for friends, it's definitely something I love, because you welcome someone to your home, or
Yeah.
you're going to someone's home, and it always feels very special. Sorry. I love cooking for friends, and yeah, I would say like this might be like one of my favorite things to do in the world. Then going out in the city is always something special.
Yeah.
You get dressed up, you're like ready, like gonna
Yeah.
go for a drink here and there, and then going for dinner, and then
Yeah.
maybe we'll go for a nightcap, somewhere else. And New York is so cool. Like, you jump on the cab, in the cab, and like you go from place to place. It's so cool. It's so special. From New York to Brooklyn to wherever you want to go. There's so much that town has so much to offer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, some of my favorite places. There's so many, man. But I'd say like starting for a little aperitivo at Dante. Definitely a good
I've heard
thing.
great things about it.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your aperitif?
Maybe a little bite. I love Americanos.
Yeah?
Americanos, Negronis. That's how I start
Negroni.
my evening with Americanos. Definitely. Maybe move on with a Negroni. Yeah, depends the kind of day I had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like long aperitif. Like that's the kind of cocktail I love.
Nice.
Then I love wine, beer sometimes. And then dinner. Oh man, this again so many places. I don't know. Honestly, like the last really good meal I had in New York, mind blowing, was Crown Chai.
Oh yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that place impeccable.
Yeah, the
Impeccable.
building itself, like the experience, just going there. It's like this old building, like from 1930s, or maybe a little older. I don't know, but it's a landmark. Incredible. Food is wow, and yeah, the atmosphere, the treatment that they give to their guests, like you feel special.
Yeah.
But dude, there's so many more. I could not even like start. And to be honest, I haven't had dinner in the city for a very long time.
Really?
I mean, I was in East Hampton for 5 months,
Yeah.
and then it was COVID. So it's been like, I don't know, 7 months, 8 months,
Yeah.
maybe more, that I didn't have like a New York
Wow.
kind of night. I might have one on Wednesday before I leave.
You should.
Yeah, I want to go and see some friends and have a drink before I take off. But yeah, and then when it comes to cocktail bars like Katana Kitten, like Masa Urushido's bar, fantastic. Employees only. I mean, the place I used to work, Ghost Donkey, Saxon, like those places were to me very special, obviously. And there's so
go
many
to
more.
PDT
Dead
often?
Rabbit, Dead Rabbit, PDT, Blue Ribbon, like this, dude. It's
Blue Ribbon.
endless.
That was my bag.
Yeah.
Getting off work at 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's it.
Sliding down there for some hand roasted chicken wings.
Yeah.
Get some oysters.
Yeah.
Throw back a $35 bottle of Austrian red. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's the beauty of New York.
You have any horror stories?
I don't think so.
It'd be great if it was all love. That'd be
I
perfect.
don't know. I mean,
14 years in the city? Oh no, 8 years in the city?
8 years, yeah.
Yeah, not have a bad night? That's pretty good.
No, I mean, I definitely didn't have like, no, honestly, bro. Not a terrible, like something that I'm like, oh my God, I ended up like at the police station or something. No,
No.
never. It's always.
You're a professional. I don't
It's
expect
always
that.
been
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. It's always been, No, not really. Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Keep it on the positive vibes. I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
So I want to speak now more about like you as a person in the industry and your contributions to the industry. Is it your work ethic, your mindset, or just your approach to hospitality that sets you aside from everybody else? Like, does that put you in your own lane? Do you find that you're doing something different?
I think like learning from, mentors that I had along the way, like Naren and, and Masa and Ignacio Jimenez, like the approach that I have to hospitality and like the balance that I have from, running a bar the tightest way possible, and also, the creativity. I mean, I try to be as creative as possible and, do something different, but also learning from those guys, when it comes to hospitality and having guests coming to your bar and make, I was talking about the experience.
Yeah.
And that's why I try, really hard to make it something memorable and for people to come back and, treating my people, the people I work with, my team, in the best way possible. Like this is something that is very important to me. I've been, at Saxon and Ghost Donkey. I've been working with some of the guys for 7 years. They don't leave because we're family. And I treat them the way they're supposed to be treated. They give me everything, and so I want to give them whatever I can to make them happy. If you have someone that comes to work and is happy to come to work because he's going to work with a friend, it's with someone that you care about, it will give that happiness to the guests, to people. And I think this is everything. It's like you want a freaking day off on a Saturday night, what, I'll make it work for you. I'll work myself. You need this because you want to take your life to another place, to something else. I'll help you out with this.
Nice.
This is everything to me, and that's, I hope I'm doing it well. And I mean, from what I know and working with those guys, I think I'm doing okay. But there's always something, pushing people to be better, pushing your team, your individuals, and everybody's different, obviously, but to be better every day, and that's my main goal,
Yeah, and especially working with you, I can definitely attest to that for sure.
Thank you.
It definitely I always believe the culture of the staff bleeds through the restaurant.
Yeah, inspiring people,
right.
Inspiring you, they're inspiring, it's an exchange.
Why did you ever feel it was necessary to establish your voice and take on the role that you have? And are you looking to go higher?
Always. I always want to go higher.
Okay.
I don't want to stop where I am, and always looking for the next chapter and what I can do to make more of an impact. And ultimately what I want to do is have my own bar, and it's not something that I want to do by myself. I will probably end up doing it with Nacho, with Ignacio in the long term.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to do. Have my own business, my own vision of things. Working for someone is great, and I've learned a lot through the years working for another company and people's money, really, and learning. It's all about experience.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready now. That's what I want to do in the next few years. Probably New York.
Hey, I was gonna say, where's your stronghold?
I think so. I think New York.
Borough.
I'm not.
Manchester City.
Maybe Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
It's a little more laissez-faire there.
Yeah. More space, for what we want to do. I think in the long term that's what I want, and I think it will make me grow as well as, and I want to be an entrepreneur. Talking about Nick and Lincoln from Mobies, I think seeing those guys, do what they do, it's inspiring. You wanna do what they do. You wanna. It's a lot of work, and I'm not afraid of it. And I want to learn, because I think being an owner ultimately makes you a better person in a way, because you've got so much responsibility. People, your own money, your own self. You put stuff at risk. Again, you go to a country, you learn a language, right?
Yeah.
You put yourself at risk. It's survival mode.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing when you do your own business.
Yeah.
You put yourself at risk, but you have to do it. And I want to put myself in that situation, because that's, I think, when I'm in a position of maybe not stress, but challenging or risking things, that's where I'm the best.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. And most people are not able to do that.
You just need to jump.
Yeah.
Once you do it, that's when that's what the beauty happens.
Yeah, it's even more so when it works out.
Yeah,
You took that
obviously.
risk.
Yeah.
There is so much at stake, but yet you succeeded, and it's just so invigorating. I need more. Let's do more.
Yeah.
Even getting this started was a challenge in itself. And
I
now
can
it's rolling.
imagine.
I'm I don't ever want to stop.
That's so good.
Let's try to.
Yeah.
Let's get this. Let's get that. I'm trying to get J. Cole on the show.
Whoa!
Everybody's
Seriously?
Well, we might have to wait on J. Cole, but
maybe a little bit. But
shoot for the stars.
That'd be good. Hey, you never know. You never know.
So, I want to offer you this time to plug in all of the people you want to shout out, anything that you're going to be working on, place you'll be in Guadalajara, and if people want to link up with you in Mexico City and see what you're about. Now's the time. I'll give you the floor to just give all your shout outs and plug all your current projects in.
Damn, dude, there's so many people, like, honestly. I mean, the main ones, you know, mentors. Let's start with my parents. You know, my parents, my brother, my grandparents, you know, who gave me, you know, the best life possible, letting me, you know, do my thing and always being supportive. So big shout out to them, obviously, family. And I miss them dearly. I haven't seen them for over a year and a half because of COVID. I couldn't go home. So hopefully that's going to happen soon. But then, you know, when it comes to mentor and professional life, Esther Medina, Gregor the Grunter, that's my mentor back in England and who started everything and, you know, and give me the passion and the love for that job. And then when I moved to New York, you know, definitely Naren Young and his wife Kimiko also, who helped me a lot at the beginning. Linden Pride, who's the owner of Dante, you know, also like always push me and help me with visa stuff and legal things, and, you know, always check up on me, and, you know, very, very, very important. Ignacio Jimenez, my best friend, and always like there on good times and bad times, you know. Masa, also very important in, like, you know, my creative approach of cocktails and experience with people and stuff like that. Is, you know, he's got a very different vision of things, and, you know, one of those people that see life in a way you don't, you know. So yeah, professionally, like, and there's so many more, honestly, like, you know, different brands that I've been working with, you know. The list is too long, brother, but, like, yeah, I'm very grateful for, like, whoever, you know, crossed path with me and gave me something, and I hope I did the same for them. And yeah, you know, connection with humans is everything, and, you know, I believe in karma.
Yes.
If you're good to people, good things will happen to you. I want to keep that, you know.
Keep it going. It's a good mindset.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely feeling it, and I want to say thank you as well for joining me on my show, man. It's a huge honor. Like, you're a heavy hitter, and I really appreciate you pulling up and, like, giving me your story and your background, because I was obviously very intrigued, and I think this is it's perfect, man. I really thank you for enjoying the wine with me too.
Thanks to you, brother.
Did the wine pair well with the conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers again.
Yes, sir.
Love you, my man.
Love you too, man. So if you're comfortable, we can do another cheers, but this time give us a quote. I like to end every episode with giving a toast. My toast at every is, you know, staying positive, testing negative. That's me.
Was that being positive?
No, staying positive and testing negative.
Testing negative. Okay.
It's even more so relevant now. Back then it was about STDs. Now it's about testing negative for COVID.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Damn, I'm going to do a test tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. I don't really have a quote, but, you know, I just say, just life is good, and take the biggest bite you can out of it.
Ooh, I like that. Yes, indeed. All right, so what we did at Legacy Records at the end of every pre-shift, did it at Moby's as well. Mm-hmm. I love how that was adopted into there, because that's, to me, it's a great way to go out.
Yeah.
So get your information, you talk about the meeting for the day, and just like a sports team, 3, 2, 1, clap. And if we got the clap in unison, we're all in unison. We're all on the same page. Yeah. Energy's right. We're all going to have a good night. Clap was off, it may be an off night.
Yeah.
You know? So this will set the tone for the rest of the day for us. So if you lead us in a 3, 2, 1, we'll clap.
So it's like, the way they say it is like, clap on me, clap on 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's their way. You know, just 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you ready, puppy?
Good time. Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
Nice.
3, 2, 1. I think
nice.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you for listening to the Hot Plates and Grapes podcast, the podcast made for those on the grind in the hospitality industry. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for more content, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're on the go, you can find us on platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and Anchor FM. Stay tuned for new episodes every other Tuesday at 7 p.m.